Good morning students. Today I am going to explain lesson 2 of class 4. Okay, this is class 4, lesson number 2, that is GUI desktop management. Your chapter name is GUI Operating System Desktop Management. So today I will explain this lesson number 2 of class 4th, and you have to open your books and you have to read from the book and then you have to watch the video. Now first I will tell you what is GUI. GUI, Graphical User Interface. Graphical User Interface means when we see anything in the form of pictures, images, that is known as graphical user interface. Like when you open your computer, you can see so many images, icons on the computer, buttons and icons. So this is known as graphical user interface. When these icons or buttons are not shown, you have to type and give the command. That is not graphical user interface, that is command user interface. That is known as CUI. So two types of operating systems are there. One is GUI, which we use nowadays, that is graphical user interface, and one type of operating system was CUI, that is command user interface. You can see the example of mobile phone. Like before, the mobile phones were only black and white. You can only talk, you cannot see any pictures or anything on the mobile phone. You can say that a command user interface. And nowadays, pictures, videos, everything you can see, that is graphical user interface. So when everything is presented in very attractive manner, images and with pictures, that is known as graphical user interface. So today we will study about GUI, operating system, desktop management. Now first, in this chapter we will study about operating system. In your book, this chapter is based on GUI operating system. So first we will study what is operating system. What is operating system? Operating system is that part of computer which controls working of the computer. And operating system is also a system software. There are two types of software: application software and system software. So operating system is a system software. And what is the main work of operating system? It controls the working of the computer. Now in this chapter we will study the operating system, that is Windows. Windows is an example of operating system. So today we will study about Windows 7 in this chapter. There are so many versions of Windows, like Windows 7 is there, Windows XP is there, Windows 10 is there, Windows 8 is there. So in this chapter we will study about Windows 7. So today we will study about operating system, and which operating system we will study? We will study about Windows 7. So what is an operating system? You have understood that operating system is a part of computer that controls the working of, and it is a system software. So today we will study about Windows. Now first, in this chapter you will study about features of Windows. Features of Windows 7. Now what are the features of Windows 7? Features means what are the qualities of Windows 7? Why we should use Windows 7? So first we will study about that. Now first feature in your book, it is given attractive and easy to use. This means this Windows 7 operating system is very attractive and it is very easy to use. Very easily anyone can learn and anyone can use the operating system. So this is the first feature of Windows 7. Next one is searching is easier. Searching means like if you have to search any file in Windows 7, it is very easy. So this is the second feature of Windows 7. Third one is flexible taskbar. flexible taskbar means everyone knows that there is one taskbar on the desktop. So flexible taskbar means you can arrange or you can change the taskbar according to your need. Like how you want to arrange the taskbar, like upside, downside, left side, right side, or which options you want on the taskbar, you can change according to you. That's why it is known as flexible. Flexible means you can adjust according to your choice. Now next feature of Windows is it supports multitasking. Now what is multitasking? Multitasking means when you can do so many work at one time. That is known as multitasking. So in Windows you can perform many work at one time. Means at same time you can do calculation, at same time you can use internet in the computer, at the same time you can listen music. Means 2-3 work you can do at one time. That is known as multitasking. So this feature is also there in Windows 7. Now next feature of Windows 7 is jump list. Now what is this jump list? Now one more feature of Windows 7 is the jump list. What is this jump list? Like you are searching anything in the internet. Once you have visited any website, next time if you want to visit that website, it will already be shown in a list. Means like history option is there where you can see all the websites which you have visited. So jump list makes a list of all the work which you are doing in the computer, and from this you can directly open that file which you have already visited. So that is known as jump list. Now next feature of Windows is cascading windows. Now what is this feature of Windows? Like in computer, when you open 2-3 windows together, like you can see like this in your book, it is given cascading windows. Suppose you have opened 2-3 programs together, so what it do? It arranges your windows from top to top, right corner to bottom. Like this, it arranges like first window, second window, third window. It will arrange all the windows on the desktop of the computer. That is known as cascading windows. So, and jump list already I have told. So these are the features of Windows 7. First is attractive and easy to use. Second one is searching is easier. Easily you can search anything in Windows. Flexible taskbar means you can arrange the taskbar according to your need. Multitasking means you can perform so many work at one time. Jump list means it keeps the list of the applications which you have already opened, and from jump list you can check and easily you can open from there. You don't have to search anywhere. It makes the list of the work which you have done, you have opened TuxPaint, MS Word, MS Excel. So in jump list everything will be stored. All the programs will be stored in the form of list which you have already visited, and you can open it, you can search from here, and you can easily open from here. You don't have to search anywhere. That is the feature of jump list. Cascading windows means like 4-5 windows or applications you have opened on computer. It arranges all windows in a order from top right to the bottom. That is known as cascading windows. Now next thing in your book, it is given about taskbar. Now you will study about taskbar, and taskbar you have studied in class 3rd also. What is taskbar? What is taskbar? Taskbar is a long horizontal bar at the bottom of the screen. So what is taskbar? It is a long horizontal bar at the bottom of the screen. Like this is your computer screen. So here at the bottom of the desktop, one bar is there like this. This is known as taskbar. This is your taskbar. Now what is the work of taskbar? Suppose you are opening any application in computer. So the icons of that applications are also arranged on the taskbar. Taskbar has some parts also, like here Start button is there on the taskbar. Start button is present on the taskbar. This part of the taskbar is known as notification area. This is known as notification area, and here the icons of different applications are given. This is known as quick launch toolbar. So these are the parts of the taskbar. So if suppose this is your computer, this long horizontal bar at the bottom of the screen, that is known as taskbar. What are the parts of taskbar? It has one start button. What is the work of this start button? From this start button, if you click on this start button, which is present on a taskbar, it gives you access to all applications and programs which are stored in your computer. When you click on this start button, you can open any program or application from here. It has notification area. This you might have seen on the notification area. Battery symbol is there. Network, like this network symbol is there. Date and time is written here. So this part of the taskbar is known as notification area. And here icons of different programs are there. You might have seen sometime Internet Explorer is here, Google Chrome is here, or you have opened MS Word. MS Word is here. So this is known as quick launch toolbar. Why it is called quick launch toolbar? Because it helps you to open the applications directly from here. On quick launch toolbar, if you have put any application icon, you can directly open that application from here directly. Quickly you can open. That's why this part is known as quick launch toolbar. So all have understood what is taskbar. It's in your book also. You can look in the book also. This is your taskbar. This is your start button. And this is your notification area. Here you can see date and time is given. Speaker symbol is given. Battery symbol, network symbol, everything is given here. And these are your application of program symbols. If you have placed these symbols here, this part is known as quick launch toolbar. You can click on any symbol and you can open that application from here. So taskbar has main three parts: start button, quick launch toolbar, and notification area. These are the three parts of taskbar. Now next one we will study in your book. Next topic is given customizing the taskbar. So now you will study this one. Now what is customizing? Customizing means arranging or adjusting the taskbar. Means adjusting or arranging the taskbar according to our need. That is known as customizing the taskbar. So for that steps are given. How will you do? First what you have to do? Suppose if this is your taskbar. So what you will do? You will right click with the mouse on the taskbar. What you will do? You will right click with the mouse on the taskbar. First you will right click with the mouse on the taskbar. After that what will happen? One properties dialog box will be opened. When you will right click on the taskbar with the mouse, after that what will come? Properties dialog box will come. One properties dialog box will be opened, and like this, as given in your book also, like this properties dialog box will be opened. It will show different types of properties of taskbar. You can choose and you can change it from here. Like in your book, some properties are given. First one is lock the taskbar. If you will click here, your taskbar will be locked. Means it will not be moved, it will be permanently locked there. Next one is auto hide taskbar. If you will click on this, it will hide your taskbar. Means when you will bring your mouse, it will display, otherwise it will hide. Use small icons. If you will select, it will use small icons on the taskbar. So like this you can customize your taskbar. Like start menu you can change, toolbars you can change, place of the taskbar, like here it is bottom, so taskbar will appear on the bottom. If you will choose up, it will come up. If you will choose left, it will come left. So like this, so many properties are given, and you can customize your taskbar by choosing the properties from this dialog box. Like here it is given, always combine or hide labels. So what it will do, it will explaining about taskbar, I was explaining about properties dialog box. So this one, always combine or hide labels, means if there are so many icons open on the taskbar, it will pile, means it will combine them, and then it will show the labels of that. Like 20 or 30 icons are opened at one time on the taskbar, so it will pile up. Pile means it will combine, and then it will show the name of that icons. Next one is combine when taskbar is full, means if your taskbar is full, if there is no space for any icons on the taskbar, then it will pile, means it will combine it, and then it will show. Never combine means it will if you will choose this option, so it will never combine your icons. So these options are present in this box. You can choose, and you can you can arrange these icons, these options which are given in this dialog box. You can choose according to your choice, and you can adjust it according to your choice and how you want your taskbar. Now next one is icons. Now what are the icons which are present on the desktop? You might have seen on the desktop some small pictures are there like this. When you open the computer, these are known as icons. So some common icons are there on the desktop. Some common icons are there, like on every computer you see this computer icon. So what is the use of this icon? When you double click on this computer icon, it will show all the files, folders and drives of the computer. Means in computer there are drives like C drive, D drive, like this drives are there. If you have opened this icon, you might have seen. So it will show the drives and files of the computer. Application icons are there, like if you have installed any application like game application or MS Word application or anything, so that application icons are there on the desktop. Shortcut icon are there, means these are the shortcut for the programs. If you click on this, so directly you can open any program from here. So shortcut icons you can create on the desktop. Document icon is there. This stores all documents of your computer, like files and other documents are stored in the document icon. Network icon is there. Using this icon you can connect your computer to the network, means if any network is there or any kind of internet or any other network is there, you can connect your computer to any network using this network icon. Recycle bin is there. It stores all deleted files and folders of your computer. Whatever you will delete from your computer, it will be stored in the recycle bin icon. So these are some common icons which are present on the desktop of your computer. When you will open your computer, these icons are shown. Now next one, you will in your book it is given customizing the desktop. Desktop, you know. Next one is customizing the desktop. All of you know what is desktop. Desktop is the first screen of the computer. Means when you open the computer, the first screen which you see on the computer, that is the desktop. So how will you customize the desktop? Customize means how will you change the properties of the desktop? Like when you open the computer, this first screen is shown to you like this. It has some picture on the background. If you want to change this picture, or if you want to change the appearance or color of the icons or the taskbar or the buttons, so you can change that using this customizing the desktop icon. For that, what you will do? You will right click anywhere on the desktop. You will right click anywhere on the desktop. When you will right click on the desktop, one menu will come like this. One menu will appear, and from that menu one option is there, that is called personalize option. personalize option is present in Windows 7. So when you will click on this personalize option, it will open a window, and from here you can change the color of the window, you can change the desktop background of the desktop, you can change the appearance of the start menu, taskbar, everything you can change from this window when you will click on this personalize option. So using this you can customize the desktop. One more time I am telling you how will you customize the desktop. Customizing the desktop means changing the appearance of the desktop. Like in your mobile phone, what do? You change the wallpaper of the mobile phone, or you apply different themes to your mobile phone. Then what happens? The appearance of your phone changes. Like that you can change the appearance of your computer also. For that what you will do? You will right click anywhere on the desktop. One menu will come, and from this menu you will choose personalize option, and when you will click on personalize option, one window will be opened, and from here you can change the appearance, you can choose different options, and you can change the appearance of your desktop. Now next one is customizing the Windows setup. In this it is given how will you change the date and time of the computer. Now see how will you change the date and time of the computer. Next topic in your book, it is given customizing the Windows setup. Now in customizing the Windows setup, it is given how will you change the date and time of your computer. When you open your computer, then on the taskbar here on the right hand side, here date and time is shown. Here you see the date and time of your computer. Now if you want to change, if date and time is not correct or you want to change, then how will you change? For changing the date and time, what you will do? You will click here on date and time option. You will click on that date and time button. When you will click on that date and time button, this window will be opened on your computer. It will show you date and time. From this table you can change date and time. Like this you can see here one calendar is shown. You can choose the date or year, month, whatever you want, you can change from here. And from this watch you can set the time of your computer. What you want you can adjust, and then click on OK option. This OK option is there, and it will change your date and time of your computer. So nothing is there, or simply what you have to do, you have to click on date and time button, and it will open one date and time dialog box, and from there you can change the date and time. You can select the date and time, like this options are given, and you can change date and time from here. Now next one in your book, it is given setting volume of speaker. It's also very easy. When you open your computer, here one speaker option is also shown. What you will do, you will click on this speaker option. It will open one menu like this. This box will be opened, and you, by dragging it up and down, you can increase or decrease the volume of your speaker of your computer. Or if you want to mute, you can click on this. It will mute your speaker also, because you will not hear any voice. So like this you can change the speaker volume also in Windows. So it's very easy to change the volume of the speaker or date and time in your computer. Only what you have to do, on the taskbar these buttons are given. Click on that. It will show the dialog boxes, and from there you can choose and you can change the date and time, or if you want to change the volume of the speaker, you can change from there. Now next one is use of shortcut menu. So all have understood this changing date and time and changing the volume of the speaker. Now in your book, next topic is given shortcut menu. Now what is this shortcut menu? This shortcut menu is also known as context menu. So this shortcut menu is also known as context menu. So what is this shortcut menu? Whenever you right click on the on any icon, then one menu is shown like this. This is known as shortcut menu. Whenever in the computer, wherever you right click with the mouse, this like this menus are shown. This is known as shortcut menu, and these shortcut menus are known as context menu. Only this is there, that is called shortcut menu. Shortcut menu is also known as context menu, and every shortcut menu has properties option like this. One properties option also you will find on the shortcut menu. Next one is right clicking on the blank area of the desktop. Like if this is your desktop, now right clicking on the blank area of the desktop, when you will right click on the blank area of the desktop, so always it will show you one menu like this, and in this menu last option will be your personalize option. So whenever you right click on the desktop, always it will show you one menu, and that menu will have the properties option. This menu is shown. This is the menu which is shown whenever you will right click on the desktop of your computer, and these menus are only known as shortcut menu or context menu. Now next last topic is right clicking on an icon. These icons are there. Instead of right clicking on the desktop, if you will right click on any icon, so it will show the properties of that icon. One box like this, one menu will be open. Whenever you right click on any icon, this menu is shown, and in this menu last option will be your properties option. So this is known as right clicking on the desktop. Whenever we right click on the desktop, one menu is shown, and whenever we right click on any icon, then also one shortcut menu is shown, and whenever we right click on any icon, the shortcut menu has one properties option also in that, and whenever we right click on anywhere on the desktop, it will show one menu, and in this it will show personalize option also, from where we can change the customize our desktop. So this chapter you will read properly, and then you will watch the video. You have to read the chapter. Along with reading, you have to watch the video, then only you will understand it properly. And read this chapter properly. If any kind of confusion is there, you ask me. It's very easy. When you will read the chapter, very easily you will understand. And if you have computer at your home, side by side you can use these steps on the computer, and you can perform, and then you can read the chapter. Then also you will understand more clearly. So watch the videos on this channel, and next time I will send the video of the next chapter. Watch that also. Thank you.